At least I'm not eating. Yay! At least I'm not eating toast this time. I didn't realise we were going live last time.
Usual. Hi, Toby.
Hello, Jackie. You all right?
Absolutely, yeah, very well, thank you. I yeah, I offered to do this just because your knowledge of gold and silver, I know we've done a talk about it before, but you're going to actually share an in-person thing. Before we start, I'm just going to show you this because this came today. I ordered it on the 9th of January. And this tiny little package come today. I'll just show you. This is what you get on Facebook because I honestly thought it was quite a substantial thing I'd ordered. So I don't know if that looks big to you, but honestly, it's so small.
What
It's
is it?
so,
Watercolour?
they're beautiful watercolors
Oh, right.
for
Nice.
art. They're the tiniest little things. And yet on the way they advertised it on Facebook, I thought I'm going to just share that just to show
Sounds
people.
like the tiny, tiny little gold coins you get, actually. They make them look like really big. They're like 1/10 of an ounce. And people think they're getting a really good deal. End up with this tiny, tiny little bit of gold.
When
So
I ordered mine, they said they'd send a silver coin with it, and it was so small that I thought they hadn't sent it. So I complained, but they had sent it. It was this tiny little coin that come.
oh well.
So it's worth
Yeah.
knowing, isn't it? But that's how tiny these little colours are. So
Oh,
yeah,
well, that's
you
what I'm here
just,
for, to kind of help people with regards to gold and silver and precious metals
yeah,
and finance in general. So,
brilliant. Yeah, so tell us what it's afternoon, isn't it? 1 till 4 on Sunday.
yeah, well, I did it in Lyndhurst originally. I know the hall's a little bit pricey, but it's just after Bolton's Bench, so I can go to Bolton's Bench, which is up the hill. I'm sure everyone knows about that by now. And it's just nice to chat with everyone. Then I can go and have breakfast with the people and set up my room in the Lyndhurst Community Centre. So we're going to have just, it's nothing too funky. It's just like interactive TV with a laptop and maybe a speaker. I'm going to be doing some videos, that kind of thing. So it's really, really straightforward. And it is a workshop, so it's going to be two ways. So if anyone's got questions, they can ask. If anyone wants to add stuff, they can ask. And ideally, I mean, I don't know everything at all, so people might know things that I don't. So it's going to be really good fun, really cool. And in the people that we've got so far, it's going to be a really good day, basically.
What got you interested in gold and silver? Do you really think it's something we need to really know about? Because you said if people don't learn about it now, it might be too late for them to get on the bandwagon. I mean, is it a good price at the minute?
It depends on your situation and whether and I'm always a big fan of hedging your finances. And actually I've had a lot of lunches with lots of people over the last couple of years, and I've most of them I've actually said, well, you don't need any, especially with gold, because gold is at all-time highs. You've got a six-bedroom house, you've got a very successful business earning money, it's reasonably recession-proof or depression-proof potentially, and you've got investments in the stock market, that kind of thing, or rental properties. But gold is always, well, silver as well to some extent. Gold is an insurance policy really to match inflation if inflation goes rampant, and it will hold its value over time. It's proved that over millennia, really. So it's not a bad option. Most professional portfolio advisors and wealth managers will say at least 10% into gold. It's a bit different now because the banking system's screwed, or it's going to collapse at some point. I don't know
Well,
how.
that is the point, isn't
Yeah,
it?
we know all
Yeah,
about
in
that.
America it's dire and then we follow, don't we?
Yeah, pretty much. So this is probably the best time, biggest time I've seen to actually buy gold and silver. 10 years ago, it'd be like, yeah, whatever, maybe not. Maybe 20 years ago, it'd be like kind of, it's all right. But then you can buy the central bank digital currencies and all the stuff that's going on with the 5D stuff, moving up, and potential civil unrest that needs to happen, and banking collapses, institutions coming down. It's not a bad idea, basically. That's what I say. But I would say that.
Well, of course, but the thing is, at least you've looked into it and you understand it a bit, so you can help others with it, and you're willing to help others with it. So that's the
Yeah,
really good thing about you. And you've
yeah.
been such a help to me. I said, shall we just come on and do a little talk about this? Because it's really reasonable. You're just charging £15 for, what is it, 3 hours?
I think it's 4 hours. No, it's 5 hours actually. I'll put a bonus hour extra.
Oh my
No, it's
lordy,
four
yeah.
hours. Sorry,
Well,
4 hours.
that's unbelievable then.
Yeah.
Yeah, to get people interested, or, have an understanding of it. Yeah, I think you're doing a wonderful thing.
It's not about the money because I've been a bit conflicted really, as I've told you about this loads, between 3D, 5D, money, and why am I interested in money and wealth and gold? It's so I don't want to be. I never have been actually until 2020. But I think my job is to help others really and create a little group maybe that understands enough that they can learn, and then they can help other people. But gold, precious metals do have a spiritual, throughout all the ancient stuff, they're very spiritual items. Do you know how most precious metals are created, Jackie?
No.
In a supernova, which is basically a galaxy, what's a star collapsing on itself and exploding. So for millions of years, it goes through nuclear fusion and creating base metals like iron and nickel. And then through probably just a second, maybe a few seconds, I've never been in one. It suddenly creates all these different types of heavy metals, including lead actually, and uranium and things like that. So it comes from the stars really, and then it all becomes dust, creates planets, and gets dug up. So yeah, gold is spiritually, it was always renowned as the sun. I think it's the Incas that called it tears of the sun. The Egyptians and many other cultures also referred to it in a similar manner. And silver is quite often referred to like with the moon. So it's quite special, really.
It's actually, I don't think people would believe how much gold there is, but it's not, it's kept by other people. Oh, we don't want to get
I
into
don't,
that, do we?
I don't know how true this is, but there's not actually that much gold that's
Well,
been
I don't
mined.
know. 650 plane loads was taken from the Vatican to America.
Yeah, I don't know. Apparently, there's only 2 to 3 Olympic-sized swimming pools, probably two, that are full of gold that's above land. And that there's a lot under the seabed, obviously, and stuff that hasn't been found, and asteroids or whatever. But the thing is, it can't be created in a lab, unlike
Oh,
diamond. Diamonds can be created willy-nilly. It's just pressure, really, on carbon. So that's what makes it special, and that's why it's been used as for religious ceremonies, for lots of different things. And then later on, when the masculine system came through after Atlantis and Lemura, assuming that was a thing, then it was used as like a money from Greeks and mainly Romans, and yeah, so and all of those systems they've added other stuff to it, so which is what's happening now with the fiat currency. With fiat currency is the paper money that we have at the moment, so it loses its value over time.
someone befriended or asked to be friends with me today, and then I always look to see who the mutual friends are, etc. And so there was some mutual friends, and I thought, oh well, and then I looked at her page, I will see what the page is about. And she's right into crypto, and there was all these pictures of people that have got out of mortgage debt and everything. But I mean,
Yeah.
I not crypto for me. It's just, but then gold and silver, I've not understood really. So it will be a really good thing to understand, because you've not gone down the crypto route, have you?
Not yet. I did do I did the first of 2 interviews with Bob Dibdom and Michael
Oh,
English
yes.
last week, and that we went to sort of the basics of. I understand it. I'm a trader. I understand finance, economics, but I don't know. I do. It's a hunch. It's a gut instinct, which is usually quite right. And I do think it's crypto and blockchain is nefarious, and it is connected to all of this CBDC stuff. I think it was invented by the CIA personally. Um, I don't know. I'll probably get my head shot off by crypto fans for that. Hodlers,
No,
I think.
I mean, like you got to be, I must have a special mind to even think about crypto. To you know, to even have that interest is amazing because I don't know many that are interested in it at all. Would
It,
like to understand it, but seems too difficult to understand. Well, that's how I feel
yeah.
about it.
Yeah, a lot of it is the access to it and the technology that you have to use to store it and stuff. And I don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm actually waiting to buy Bitcoin because I can see the financial in time, not now. Maybe in 5, 10 years, maybe 20, I don't know. But I'm going to buy it. But for me, it's just, I've missed out on loads of games trading it. It just doesn't feel right, and I go on instinct
You
generally.
go by trust, yeah, what you feel is right. So you
And
always
it's just
do that.
money at the end of the day. I mean, money's just money. And I think if you do surrender to life and you go into life with pure passion in anything, especially if it's a business, the money will follow.
Mhm.
I've always found it's just there just when I need it, and often exactly to the pound.
Yeah.
So because of that, I mean, this is I think this is more of a spiritual thing. It is, like the Golem, precious, like precious. There's something in that. There really is. There's something special about precious metals. That's why they're called precious metals, I suppose.
Well,
So
you know, silver, not silver, Sarah Williams gave me a beautiful silver coin.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah, Robin
yeah,
Hood one.
and you said, "Oh, I'll have a look at that." So, and you knew,
Oh,
you
nice.
could tell your love of the metal.
Yeah, I think any coin collector, as soon as they get their hands on the metal, like this is my one of my favorite. This is Aztec silver, and this is one I
Mm.
handle. I don't handle many other things. The older
You
sovereign.
gave me gloves to wear. Yeah.
Yeah, not this one. But this has got the Aztec calendar on. I don't know if you hang on.
Oh, incredible. Wow.
I'll put it in front.
Is
It
that
might work.
very rare?
No, 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 no. It's quite standard actually, but they are quite sought after. I'm actually toning this, so kind of the silver degrades, but I got it with what's called a milk spot, which is a problem when it's minted. So you get little spots on them which just won't come out basically. So I thought, sod it, I'm gonna tone it. But this is my special coin. I just like holding it, and silver's got a quality where it's very cold. It's very the sound of it when you put it against others. I don't know if you can hear that. The sound of it's very special. I wish I shouldn't have done that with my gold coin, but whereas gold is inert, so you can see if this was a Roman coin that's been buried in the ground, it's not, but it's a Queen Victoria, which is a few hundred, a couple, well, it's 100 and something years old. I can't, whatever. It will stay, literally, it won't rust. It won't do anything. So I think it's just something special in a metal that just stays pure. That's why people put it in teeth, the rappers love them. So
Yes. Yeah. And you've got a chair made of gold, obviously,
oh,
there.
I have, yeah, this one. Solid
Yes.
gold, this is. My
Yes.
ro my robot loves gold as well. I don't know if can I point this one? Is my attack robot. Just in case Bill Gates gets out. Yeah, so um anyway, yeah, so I
Going
don't
back to your event. Yeah.
we do go on a bit. Yeah, with in terms of the day, what we're going to do is have like a really chilled out day. So we're going to talk about what I said about the supernova and on that, what gold is spiritually, what silver is spiritually, and we're going to sort of touch on platinum as well, which is a more sort of modern metal, but it's been used in antiquity through, so especially in South America and stuff. We're going to look then at the 3D uses for gold, which is generally jewelry, some electronics in terms of industrial, but mostly it is money. It is actual money because the paper stuff we've got is not backed by anything, and it's the fiat currency system is only well any Ponzi scheme is only as good as the people's trust in it. And actually, the US dollar has well, all the coinage has "In God We Trust."
Mhm.
So they clearly don't believe in gold because they confiscated it all and took America off the gold standard. But we're going to then go through the barter system, basically the history of kind of how things were transacted. The barter system was actually a myth. It wasn't a system at all. It was most probably two or three people. And there's a thing called, I think it's I've got it written down, I've forgotten it. Oh, the double coincidence of wants. So let's say I've got 1,000, well, say 20 eggs, and my neighbor has 20 eggs, and I actually want some milk off them. They're not going to want it, basically, so you're screwed. So having actually some kind of a financial system, especially as trade routes came in from distances and things, made sense, really. So the Romans and Greeks and Egyptians started off. I think Egyptians had the first gold coins, which was half, a third silver, proper proper gold. But the Romans really did it properly. But even they, after a couple of hundred years, it went really well, and then they started melting it down. So there was only like 20% gold at some points, in all of the coins, and then, it became worthless, which is what's happening to our currency at the moment. So then we're going to talk about the economy, but I'm actually going to show a video from Ray Dalio, which is quite funny. It's got like it was not funny, it's more entertaining. It's got like an illustration in it. It just literally really well shows how things work, and actually it's so simple. It basically shows how banks and governments have been ripping us off for years and enslaving us, really, in a financial system which has not been around for that long. Neither has freedom, really. So this is a time, and gold is freedom, really, from the
Trying
financial
to
system.
get your money out of a bank now if you want any amount.
Yeah. Funny enough, I got my bank. My bank was everything, even my app was completely closed off. It's had it a few times because they wanted me to fill out this form, which I refused to do, to know your customer, KYC. Well, I had to actually phone him up today, and to cut a long story short, the guy was like, "Oh, the banking system's screwed." He knew all about crypto, knew about central bank digital currencies, he knew about everything I've just talked about. It's brilliant. I was like talking to him for about an hour.
Wow.
But at that time, thinking, I'm sure these calls are recorded. But he was saying how it's all screwed, and that was very interesting, actually, that for that to
Wow.
happen. So, and quite unique, I think, considering, yeah. But so I'm blabbering, aren't I?
Well, no, anyway, we were going to keep this short and sweet.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just
yeah.
to let people know it is going to be worth going along
Oh, it's
because
going to be great.
is Bob going to be there?
He's unavailable, unfortunately. Michael will be there.
Oh,
Um,
lovely. Yeah, Michael
so
knows a bit about it too, doesn't
he
he?
does. Yes, he mostly knows about crypto, so it's quite nice to actually have his point of view. But he knows about the bigger economy and how it all works, which is what I've been saying. So we're going to go through all of that, the history and stuff, the spiritual side of it all, and then we're going to start looking, have lunch, but then we're going to start looking into the actual coins. For example, like this, which is an ounce of gold. It's a Krugerrand, and this could buy you a a small house in a decent area in Venezuela right now. Right this minute, that could buy you a small house. This could buy you 3 months worth of food in Venezuela. This is why we collect these things, because it might not never happen, but all of us have insurance for car, house. We
Yeah.
never expect a crash. We never expect the house to burn down, but it does happen, and it could happen, and it's looking more and more probable. And I can't believe how things have moved on. It was a few years ago, it was a conspiracy theory to even mention central bank digital currency. They're rolling them out now, basically. Whether it's going to happen in the next 5 or 10 years, I don't know, because I think it's going to take time for adoption. But the forces to be, let's call them lower dimensional frequency beings, can wait. They got time to some extent, unless we all rise up to 5D and they get left behind. I'm not sure. But
Let's visualize that, shall we?
yeah, it's a very difficult thing to discuss, isn't it? But
It
yeah,
is.
we're going to then talk about basically what to buy, how to buy it, how not to get ripped off, how to store it, or different ways you can store it, and then how to sell it. And so it's going to be a really in-depth but very simple to follow sort of instruction on how to buy and sell gold, what different coins are, that kind of thing. Then we've got a bonus hour, which will be trading 212 and buying and selling stocks, specifically with mining stocks, gold mining stocks, platinum, palladium, even, and silver. And also you can buy paper silver, paper platinum, which on the whole is not based actually on a physical asset. So, but you can trade it, which sounds confusing to someone that doesn't understand it, but it's actually really, really, really straightforward.
Brilliant.
I'm going to demonstrate that using sort of my TV and other people sort of joining in, that kind of thing. So,
Wonderful. Wonderful. Honestly, worth going. So it's Sunday, the 11th
yeah,
of February, 1 till 5.
yeah. Well, 1 to 4, and the last hour is optional if you're not interested in the trading stuff. In terms of online mining stocks and things, you can go home, or it's pretty laid back day. You can come and go as you please. It's 15 quid. I'm not earning any money from this. It's non-profit.
And the
It's
room
just
itself is, but anyway, but yeah, you can park for free at the community
yeah,
centre car park behind the community centre in a like gravel. You're not allowed in there if you're not in the community centre, but you can park in there if you are. So hopefully, yeah, there'll be space in there to park, or it's right by.
it's right next to a huge car park anyway, so it's not too
Exactly.
expensive.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And lunch we'll probably go to sort of local cafe, the Forage or something like that.
Lovely.
So
Have a
I think
good day.
so. I kind of live in the now. I don't plan a lot. So hope well, it always works out, doesn't it, Jackie?
Of course it will. Of course
Whenever.
it always does. And if you're, yeah, it's meant to be. If you're the, drawn to this,
Oh yeah, yeah. Well,
Okay,
everything's meant to be if you're in the right, if you're listening to your heart,
absolutely. Yeah,
using.
no mistakes. I mean, I know Jerry and Esther Hicks, the Abraham thing, if you're going with the flow, there can't
Yeah.
be any mistakes. Whatever, yeah, yeah.
Sometimes it can appear like a mistake, but when you look back, you're like, oh yeah,
Exactly. That's why that
every
happened.
time. Yeah,
But anyway,
cool.
hope you
So
have a wonderful afternoon.
yeah, if you want to come to the event, go on bogfrog.co.uk. So that's bogfrog.co.uk, and go on the events section and fill out the form at the bottom, and I'll get straight in touch with you. You can pay cash, you can do a bank transfer, you can pay me silver, you can barter with me with goods and services. It's all good.
Amazing.
I don't know what 15 quid gets you these days, but
Thank you, Toby.
cool. Thanks, Jackie. I really appreciate you spending time sort of
Oh,
promoting.
no, you're welcome. I mean, if you go on to Bog Frog on Facebook as well, you'll see a lovely testimonial about Toby from Pam Gregory for his photographs. I haven't done a testimonial, but I'm very, very pleased with the photos that you did for me. So,
Pam gave me one last year and I lost it.
oh, really?
So so she's redone it. She waits until she's got a video to do and does it before when she's all got her
Brilliant.
outfit on. So it's very, very kind of her to offer to do that actually without me asking. So
Marvelous.
yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks anyone that's watching.